guso awuti na obia o manga ne mu enim se Chief Justice and the Chief Justice Torkornoo, yes, or met me suspended no na. Ninsem na pay de jam for and say the ecoso I say na paying according to say in fact say Ghana for and she paying for and she ya the ye bia no na say omu ye Chief Justice Thomas suspend ni bia no e be back abe hiti o man Ghana na say be hiti ye paying for mo ye de sa no ene sem no so e da tutu dwa to say ano e di ye papa mo enko hwe video ni nti sem no so e de tutu dwa
Justice man may get to Araba is about Torkornoo and Bibedie or Mampina Shenwo Amoda Kunko Honman and Namsoa and Kanya Proman Tamuswa for the for set Kwame Champo Pinin Wakasa Eda Fahon and can't say in the routine say a Sabia Ghana Yuka na yesa ono de nembo so yesa bone ya hwe o chinebi no ebeye betokokuma o chinebi na besa bu ababehwe a ebenye nsonso bone e wo ma Ghana so papa we said Kwame Champo chirim se wajaje fododo na waye mfomso na ye de o magina mra no ye di o ma asem ti Ghana ye hu bi pen no mom se Chief Justice pa e wi begina mra no se ye di dwumadi de afiri ni nsem die enya de o ma Ghana ye hu bi pen afeso we kwanya mpinifo nam so na wode je ma mitu bi de afiri ni nsem eno so anu wodin dodo enti ogina so no wasire mpinifo se wonhwe na wongi ne hu mienu wo so wa hwe ba mpa ma me yedi na asem eye castle drive we su ho no no a ma me aka hu se mebre ye de ato monten so se nya ade mpo no na koma edwoso na nya ade so e ma ne tirimusane ye enti kebe ye mpo mpinifo won sesa o se nyina mu ne nya ade mpinifo adwene hu mpo na mpese wo da ko na adwene ho so ba bitu ho na mo wo se nyina no e ade ha adwene papa enti ono de wo kasa no da to mpinifo dim so won ka sesa ma me na ye mfumso a emre ngini dibira mfa mfiri sem na mo kwa ye nam so ne yedi na asem ne se ya nhwie na che ye chinchinchi ene ebe ye dia ene anhwa ebe ye sa yitwade ato ho me san so de kokoye bo ne obi abo befa so bi ekoba se o my Ghana ya ma mbra ho nsem no ere toto na se no we said Kwame Champo so no krempo de wodi na wo banyina no wonim okosku na hudu mu aye kire se kwan ye fa so kire o my Ghana no ya aban ne won kraba tamiensa aban ne mpemifo emranimfo enamle se bedwafo obi ni di nko bi diem na so ne de Ghana ya ba betu asa aban ne wotu mi ati bi di ko obi ade mu anne emranimfo mpo aban ne di akọ obi diem eno so tete Ghana mamra so enti one de wo so wo sere pa se sana Ghana ye twade ato ho no ye hwie no kine bi no ansan na me amba mehwe.
There's also a petition from a gentleman called Mr. Ayamga Akolgo. His complaint is that on 14th November 2024, after the Supreme Court had given a ruling which went against him, I, as presiding judge in the Supreme Court, ordered his arrest without any reason. He attached an exhibit to his petition, which was a media report from a group called the Law Platform. This media report says that after the Supreme Court panel had ruled against Mr. Akolgo, he started to shout in the courtroom, and that is why he was taken out of the courtroom. Essentially, therefore, his own exhibits contradict his claims. Mr. Akolgo goes on to claim that when he applied for a copy of the day's proceedings, which were signed by all the judges that presided on his case, he did not see a record that he had been arrested. So I should be removed as Chief Justice. What is significant about this petition is that Justice Puaman sat with me as one of the judges who heard Mr. Akolgo's case and was named as a witness that Mr. Akolgo will call. But His Excellency the President has appointed him to chair and inquire into this petition, and he has accepted to do so.
We any nsema say ono so eda to dwa to me say Chief Justice Torkornoo ya suspend no ama nsem no abeye basa onanga sa de oda to dwa say onye na adwen so betumi ayi den atwe ne ho efisa position a owo no nti mo antwa so ne ntie nsem ono so eda to dwa.
Ladies and gentlemen, Article 1273 of the Constitution indemnifies any judge against any action or suit for any act or omission by him while exercising judicial power. This provision was just last week cited as a reason for declaring a petition against a Supreme Court nominee frivolous. And yet, I'm supposed to be defending myself on the petition of Mr. Akolgo for work done in the Supreme Court with 4 other judges. The last petition is from a group called Shining Stars. Searches have shown that no such group is registered in Ghana. Yet, it has petitioned against me, and they claim that during the hearing of the case of Afenyo Makin versus Attorney General and the Speaker of Parliament, when I sat as a judge, I failed to hear the side of the Speaker of Parliament before the Supreme Court made an order, so I should be removed as Chief Justice. Again, I can only point to the fact that no judge sits alone in the Supreme Court, and the court's decisions are the decisions of all the judges who sit together. So you will see that every decision I took that is complained about by Mr. Ofori, Mr. Akolgo, and the group calling itself Shining Stars was done as a part of a panel of at least 5 judges that made up the Supreme Court. And all judges in the panel are indemnified by Article 1273. How tenable, if I can respectfully ask, can it be that a petition to remove the Chief Justice from office can be entertained on these grounds? Every administrative decision is supported by my constitutional obligations, and I have shown with exhibits, or I showed to His Excellency the President with exhibits, that each decision that was listed was taken after due process, and yet a warrant of suspension was issued against me without giving reasons. Interestingly, there have been some recent suggestions about rules being made to safeguard judges from frivolous attempts to remove them from office. It sounds like an attempt to assure the judiciary that after unconstitutional and illegal means have been used to remove me, conditions will be made safer for those who help with it, or those who may be afraid by the current occurrences. Despite the interesting new discussions of rules for removing judges, I am convinced that it is only a matter of time for the nation's democracy to experience the bitter harvest of what I am reporting. And if this nation descends into the kind of proceedings behind closed doors that break all the rules of adjudication or inquiry as we know them, after all the progress that we have made in the rule of law, that descent will lead us to a place where no judge, commissioner, or head of an independent constitutional body will be safe from compromise created by fear, intimidation, threats, or a desire to please. A new standard would have been set where judges comply with what influential persons want, or stand the risk of losing everything, including their career, their pensions, and their reputations, through the smear campaigns that can accompany the process. Any petition will be enough to invoke the danger of being removed by proceedings that are not supported by law and which can be shrouded behind high security walls. I am
ahanam de kase bu na ebesi obetu akọ comment section akọ kire wadwe na mnyabra mesubetuma kenkan e de amount makra mu